Okay, so Elon Musk, his deposition was leaked or whatever, which proved that he, under threat of perjury, had to admit that he had a burner account named ERMN Musk, his alt account, his burner. This is an actual tweet from this account. Grimes left the King of SpaceX. Her kids must hate her. They probably want to spend all their time with Mr. Tesla. This is sad. This is fucking sad. This is wild, dude. And he had ones where he was like pretending to be his kid. So you generally get the vibe that he's constantly fighting a battle with ghosts. I don't know. Like the way, if you are that rich, the things you could do. You know, Jeff Bezos got fucking steroided up, bought 3 $90 million mansions in Florida and a fucking clock in Texas and a plane and a yacht and you know what I'm saying? He quit Amazon. He stopped working. Like Jeff Bezos is at least, he's a piece of shit in general, grand scheme of things, but he's doing what you'd expect a billionaire to do, which is like try to enjoy their time on earth with literally unlimited resources. Zuckerberg, yeah, with the same woman, long-term relationship, got into MMA, seems to fucking love cooking meats, created his own farm. Elon Musk spends all his fucking time tweeting about the fucking woke mind virus, punting billions of dollars on it, fucking up his reputation. If I was a billionaire, I would buy a football club, make them go to become a hero. Mark Cuban. Dude, Mark Cuban became a billionaire, bought the Dallas Mavericks, locked in on it, and now like lives his fucking dream hanging out with basketball players all day. The dude was like a sports bro, and now he gets to be a fucking team owner Shark Tank dude. He did sell a team recently only because I think he saw the writing on the wall and how the industry is changing with gambling and live events and also maybe considering a political career. No, I don't think he thought gambling was bad. It was more that like, teams now have to be good at partnering with resorts and casinos to build out like new, like the future of sports teams 5 years down the line is like turning their stadiums into fucking resort casinos. That's like where the fucking industry of sports is heading. That's why he sold it to a big developer. Like, I forget the name of the family, but they're like very well connected, the people that can do that. It's like what Vegas is doing, but across the country. Yeah, sports as tourism, as gambling destination. Are you going to buy Dallas Mavericks on that Mark Cuban sold it? He sold it to someone, so I'm not going to buy it. He sold it to someone else. They'd have to sell it. He also does have operational control, as someone said. Like he still gets to control the team. The thing that's funny is like he bought the Mavs because he cared about the team, but the people that bought it now only care about the resort, casino, real estate. So they said you could have total control of the team. Like he still is GM or like whatever's above GM. He's the manager. Like he hires the people that run the team. Hey Truck, about to graduate with a communications degree. No idea what I can do with that. All the PR jobs sound like hell. Advice? Communications degree. Become president? That's funny. You can stream. Yeah, fucking fire up the stream. I don't know if there's an easy slam dunk fit out of the gate right now for a comm degree. More of like you have completed your degree. You are a capable adult. You're motivated. You're, I am assuming, youngish, hungry. And so what you're trying to pitch is finding a company where you can get your foot in the door, man. Really, I think what you're trying to do is find a company where you can get your foot in the door. I mean, you know, I have seen so many people do different things than what their degree is in. So many people. You know, for example, I don't know if it was a communications degree, but Nick Allen, who is president of Mogul Moves, but was also head of esports at Riot and pretty high up at IGN, he was a social worker. Like he helped out homeless people. That's how he started. That's why he graduated and did that. He made $0 and then he was interested in esports and worked with IGN for a bit and worked up from there. Like I know people who were at Twitch who were engineers that didn't have a degree at all, who are now, you know, well sought after engineers in the industry. I know people who, there's a huge jump, but Stans is poli-sci. He doesn't do any of that. I actually know a lot of people who don't work in their degree. There's people at NVIDIA. People at NVIDIA, you know, I will say, I think I hold the record of being the only person NVIDIA has ever hired from ASU. I think I did clutch that, which is fucking gangster. In terms of degree, there was plenty of people. I mean, some degrees are almost like communications, much like econ, is like a catch-all degree. It's almost like a just give me a degree, and then you are supposed to branch out into whatever you're interested in. But I wouldn't worry so much about square peg, square hole, having the degree fit exactly what we want to do. Find out more of what you think you could work on and less on what your degree is like forcing you into. I like smoking weed and playing video games. All right, I can see we're going to be in for a challenge here. I can see you're going to be in for a challenge here because number one, you've told me you're a little bit picky out of the gate. Number two, you love smoking weed. Number three, you like playing video games. And number four is your degree's not like a guarantee unlock all doors degree, right? So this is going to be a tougher challenge. I think you can do it, but if your goal is like straight cash, dude, I got to say, for example, I showed my friend Blur on stream. Blur does two things with his day. He has sex with women and he plays video games. He has not figured out exactly what he wants to do as a career. He's figuring out his life and all of that, and I support him, and I love that guy. I like talking to him. But he's figuring that out, and that's a challenge that he has to, but most of his day is doing two things that he loves doing. And so you can't really blame. It's like he's unhappy. You know what I'm saying? He's not unhappy. Maybe you smoke weed, play video games, and you find fulfillment in that. But make sure I guess the worry is, and a lot of people hit this wall where they do that for a while and then it doesn't make them happy. Where they can't find a video game that makes them have any fun anymore. And it's not the video game's fault. It's usually that, you know what I'm saying? If you used to love playing video games and then you play video games now and you find out you can't find a single one that you like, it's not because all the video games suck. It's more likely because you're a little depressed or you're burnt out on it or you know what I'm saying? That's more likely. So just understand this happens. Like this happens to people. You know, you don't want to only do that. But I also am such a believer in like, you know, we're all going to die, bro. I feel like people get too caught up in the fucking race. I do think that. I've become more than I used to be. I actually think like, you know, just like at the end of the day, it's not going to matter so much. And so it's like, I think as I get a little older, I'm realizing that the whole idea of like missing your daughter's recital to get the corner office is actually fucked. It actually is like something you will deeply regret on your deathbed. There's a great book called Regrets of the Dying. I don't know if it was a book or it might have been. I pirated it. I had a PDF and it was like interviews with people on their deathbed. Interviews with like 100 people that were like in their 80s, 90s in like nursing homes or whatever, just talking about their life and what their regrets were. And it was like, not a single one of them was like, I wish I worked harder at my job. The regrets were always like, I didn't spend enough time with my kids, or I didn't spend enough time with my friends, or I didn't, you know, it was all about like relationships and life. And I do think there's a balancing act where you got to make some paper. You know, we live in a world where you got to make some paper. That's just the way it works. And it can be fun. It can be fulfilling. Like, for example, I make most of my bread off YouTube right now, and I enjoy it. I like the challenge of it. I feel like as a skill I'm getting better at. I like working with my team, so I like it. But if I did that to the detriment of ever like hanging out with my wife or something, I'm realizing like that's so important. Do you think you're happier than Elon Musk? Yes, I actually do. 100% think I'm happier than Elon Musk. Are government treasuries a thing in other places? Because I live in Kosovo, and if they are the returns different? Yes, you can get treasuries for every country. And the returns are different based on how risky investing in the country is seen to be. For example, Ukraine treasuries, Ukraine government war bonds, 40% return. If you put in $100, 140 back. Way higher than America's because the risk is way higher. Sounds like free money, baby. Easy.